Hi, my beautiful queens and kings. This is your one and only Queen Dish here. So I think last week or the week before, I did the kingness tip. So I want to kind of go, um, say, back and forth between the kingness tips and the queendom tips for both of you, my queens and my kings, because I've written both poetry books for both of you. So I'm going to alternate between the tips for both of you, both women and men. So I am feeding both of you and doing part of what I am called to do. So I did the one for men and I brought up the book, so I will bring it up again. So this one is for my ladies, my beautiful queens, my heart. Okay. I am the author of Queens Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower women. This is actually the second edition. This is the proof, I'm sorry. But so you can, whoops, drop something. But here it is. Let's see. Let's see. I can tell it's kind of a glare. Let's see. Hopefully you can see that. Queens Don't Settle, a book of poems to empower women. There you go. Maybe that's better. Okay, so the book is on Amazon. Oh, there's my uncle. Hey. Wow, you should have. I hope that you got Kings Don't Settle for the men. Yes, I hope my uncle's on here. I hope he got the Kings Don't Settle book for men. But yes, this is for my beautiful queens. And for those of you that may not know, I have a podcast. The podcast is on iTunes, Anchor, and Spotify. And the name of the podcast is Queens Don't Settle. Boom. Queens Don't Settle. Okay, that's the name of the podcast. Okay. And the podcast is doing quite well. Hey Porsche, hey Porsche. The podcast is doing quite well. So a lot of different things going on, but I want to show up for you guys because I saw today. I had already planned on doing this, of course. That's why I did the kingness tips last weekend or the week before. I love you too. But what was I saying? I'm sorry. Yeah, the queenness. And let me just show you guys just to make it easier. So it's Kings Don't Settle. There you go. Kings Don't Settle is for the men. Okay, this is on Amazon as well. And then Queens Don't Settle is for the women, okay, on Amazon as well. Okay, so I'm doing queendom tips and kingness tips based on the books for both men and women, okay? I'm in the self-help arena, life and relationships and life coach, however you want to term that. But I would just consider myself now probably just a spiritual teacher, because I feel like a life and relationship coach is kind of, for me, a spiritual teacher, it kind of encompasses that. So that's what I would probably just term it as now, a spiritual teacher, okay? But today, just like I did for the men, I want to bring up the same tip for you guys as well, for my queens, that has to do with, your gifts. So the one I did for the men was purpose. And so for my queens, for you all, I'm doing gifts. This is based on the poem titled Gifts. So I don't read the poem. You got to get the book for that. You got to go ahead and purchase the book, but it is based on that particular poem, Gifts. And I'm basically just reminding you, queens, to not hide your gifts and talents from the world, because the world, of course, needs you. It's very important, queens. I know how we are conditioned. I know how we're so poorly conditioned as women, to put everyone else's needs above ours. And unfortunately, that leads to burnout. It leads to burnout, and women, we're not taking care of ourselves. We're not doing anything to feed our own spirit, to feed our own soul. And um, that has to change. It has to change because, I mean, women, we really do run the world. Beyonce's song, "Who runs the world? Girls." And we really do, queens. We really do. And you've got to take care of yourselves. You guys deserve, you queens, my ladies, you all deserve the absolute best. Okay. And you've got to start making yourself a priority again. You've got to take yourself off the for sale rack. You have to, queens. You have to. And like I said, I understand that we're not conditioned to do that, but that's why I'm here doing my part through my books and the gifts that I have to give to you all. So hopefully you will start to recognize that and want to, because you deserve to and you need to. You can't continue to keep putting your needs on the back burner, queens. Like you're going to have to at some point say yes to yourself, and you deserve to. And so whatever gifts and talents that you have, they need to be shared with the world. Like, I don't care how small it is, how small you think it is. Trust me, it's valid and it's needed. No different than what I told the men. Queens, of all things, you queens, my beautiful queens, okay? The helpmeet, right? The most powerful being, a woman. Hello, what is your superpower? I'm a woman. Hello, okay? My queens, you have to, you have to take care of yourself. You've got to make yourself a priority. You have to say yes to yourself more. You have to take time for yourself. You've got to be using your gifts and talents in some capacity, because this world needs that. We absolutely need that, no matter what it is. As a woman, I mean, there are women mechanics, queens. There are women mechanics that are much better than men. Let me just keep that real, okay? I know guys that don't know how to change a freaking tire, okay? And there are women out here that can take apart a whole freaking car and put it back together, okay? So let's talk about your gifts and talents, and let's not feel that whatever it is that you may have is small, because it's not. It's very valid, and I need you guys to understand that, okay? Whatever your gifts and talents are, queens, painting, drawing, singing, dancing, modeling, acting, pictures, a photographer, cooking, baking. Gosh, there's so much. I'm just trying to think of things. You could be a veterinarian. I mean, there's so many things that you could do. You could be a yoga instructor. I mean, there's so many things some of you queens have that you don't think is good enough. And it is. Like, it's more than good enough, queens. And you just need to believe in yourself a little bit more, actually much more. You've got to believe in yourself and your abilities and what's possible for you, okay? You are enough. You are enough. I can't stress that enough. You are enough. And I'm human just like you. I tell my queens on the podcast, I'm human just like you. Trust me. I don't have it all figured out. My life isn't perfect. With everything, trust me, I'm still a human being just like you. Yes, this hat says queen, okay? But the queen is still a human being, okay? I am. And I'm authentic. And I'm not going to sit here and act like everything is perfect, because it's not. And that's not real, okay? That's not real. And, if you've listened to my podcast or you plan on listening to it, what you will see in my, I guess, caption per se, is it says, a very authentic, very raw, I think I said like a very raw yet authentic, podcast about life and relationships, because you've got to be authentic. You've got to be authentic. Like, don't be fake and don't be phony. That's all I'm going to say. Just be your authentic self, and people will love you as you are, okay? People will love you as you are. So whatever your gifts and talents are, queens, okay, use that. Some of you have fallen completely off track, and that's fine. We all do. I've taken detours, okay? But how about we come back? How about now be the time where you make a decision? because you have to make a decision. How about now be the time where you make a decision, queens, for yourself, okay, out of love for yourself, that says, you know what, I could be doing something else. Or what is it that's really down within my gut, within my core? Like who am I? I think that's a great question to ask yourself and write it down. Who am I? Who am I? Because I've been doing that myself. Like, I have a notebook that I bought and I use it for different things. And I've been writing down that question, who am I? And like, I just let it flow, very natural. Like, I don't allow myself to try to rationalize, like, just let it flow. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Let it flow. Just let it flow. And that's what I do. And like, day after day after day, I get an opportunity to see what's been coming out of me. So I can see, are there patterns, like what keeps coming up? So then I can become aware, right? I can have the awareness to know, maybe I see, when I keep writing down something, this keeps coming up, something that I see keeps coming up. Maybe I should take a look at that. Maybe I can consider that. Is that something, is that something in me that I've been avoiding? Is that something God is trying to nudge me to? That's the beauty of writing stuff down, because it gives you that clarity. So I would maybe do that, queens. In your notebook, if you have a notebook, write that question down. Actually, Iyanla, if some of you know, I love Iyanla. Iyanla Van Zandt. Yes, she has a show on Oprah's network called Iyanla Fix My Life. She doesn't know, but in a way, she's like one of my mentors without knowing that. Spirituality stuff. But she gave us, I think, yeah, she brought that up in one of her videos. And that is something that I actually implemented. And I'm saying that to you. I think it's very helpful to write out, who am I? Ask yourself, who am I? And just allow yourself to write exactly what first comes to you each and every time, because it will be the truth coming from within you. Okay. And that's what you want. You want the truth. Don't think about it. A lot of times we're in our heads. We all know we get in our heads. And when we get in our heads like that, we get in our own way. And I want us to not do that. Like, I want us to be pure, honest, authentic about everything. Right. So write down, who am I? And I would say, I think she told us like to do that over like 21 days or something like that. And then go back and look at your, journal or whatever over those 21 days and look at what keeps coming up, because I'm telling you, you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see some of the same things keep coming up. And it may give you the insight that you need as far as what some of your gifts and talents are and what your purpose is. What your purpose is. Okay? Your gifts, because you have them. You have them. I don't care what you've done, queens. I don't care what circumstances going on right now. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're royalty. You're royal. You're regal. You're perfectly imperfect. You're enough. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Okay? You're beautiful. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. Okay? There's no one size fits all. You're beautiful and you're perfect. You're perfect right here, right now. Okay? So I don't care what happened in your life or what's going on, queens. You have gifts. You have talents. You have abilities. Okay? You have things within you. You have something, more than one, but you have something in you that I'm sure is dying to come out of you and needs to come out of you. And God is trying to get it out of you. Okay? Because that is what the world needs. It needs you. And whatever it is you are supposed to give us. Because you're not here by accident, queens. You're not here on earth by accident. You're here on purpose. I talked about that in the prayer call this morning. We're not here by accident. We're here on purpose. And so we all have a purpose, and it's our job to figure out what that is. And if you don't know, that's fine. Okay, but you've got to start asking those questions so that way you get the clarity to figure out what that is. Okay, and I feel like that's a great way. If you write down that question, who am I? And just like I said, allow your pen to write freely. Don't think about it too much, just what comes up. And it doesn't have to be long, because for me, I just maybe like a first couple lines and that's it. And I stop. Like I allow it to flow very easily. And then when I feel like, okay, that's it, I don't want to start thinking about it, I stop. Okay. So I really think you guys should do that. Write that out and ask yourself over the course of 21 days, who am I? And allow your pen or your pencil to just write. I don't recommend that you type it up on the computer, because there's power when you write something out in your own handwriting. Okay. So no, do it on, paper, but write it out physically, like you write it out with your pen or pencil. Okay. Because it makes a difference, and there's power in that. Okay. Because it's coming from you. Okay. So your gifts and talents. You are needed, queens. I am here to remind you that you are needed. You are needed. You are needed. You are needed. Your gifts and talents, they are there. They are inside of you. They deserve to come out of you. No matter how small you may think it is, queens, it will be perfect for someone. And your gifts, talents, and abilities will encourage and inspire someone, okay? You don't have to think in terms of being the next Oprah, okay? That's not everybody's path, okay? Whatever it is that you have, queens, is enough, okay? Because you're not here by accident. So whatever your gifts and talents are, they're needed and they're valid, okay? And I want you to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, okay? Believe in yourself and what's possible for you, and that you can make a difference in someone's life, because you can. You can. Something as small as a smile. Sometimes if for example, one of your gifts was baking, okay? I would be very happy, okay? People that know me know. I would be very happy if you made me a cupcake. Like, okay, you have no idea. I mean, trust me, no matter what your gifts and talents are, trust me, you can change someone's life and really give someone hope. And the fact that in today's day, we have so many people left and right, unfortunately, checking out, okay? What if it's your gift, your talent, your ability, whatever it is that God gave you, queens, that could have saved that person's life? What if it was something that you had, as something as small as a smile, maybe a conversation, something that you could have done, okay, with the gifts that you have, that could have helped to save someone's life, give somebody hope, right? I mean, this is just a Facebook Live, but it'll play, for like the next 24 hours. I don't know who's going to see it, right? But you never know where the video can land. But people will see it, and someone can see this, and even they may not even say anything to me, which is fine, but someone may see this video, right? Another queen may see this video and actually think about it and decide to do something different. And that's all that matters. That's exactly what I'm here for. It's not about, oh, I got to be the next Oprah. No. How about I'm just the Queen Dish? How about that? How about that? And whoever needs Queen Dish is going to get what they're supposed to get, right? Because God has already assigned like your people to you. You just have to show up, queens. God already has your people, your clients, your customers, whatever it is, God already has your tribe, really. You just have to show up. You just got to show up, okay? So show up and be brave. And I watched that today. I'm probably going to post the video for that tomorrow. It's just a clip, but it's a clip from Brene Brown, okay? Brene Brown, what's it called? A Call to Courage. She did a show on Netflix, and I just happened to watch that today. And whew, I was like, yeah, I gotta do what I'm supposed to do. That's all I'm gonna say. But having courage, honey, and doing what we do, and putting yourself out there to be seen. Yeah, it's not easy and it's scary, and people are going to have their opinions. It's a part of the process, queens, but you know, you still got to show up for yourself because people need you. That's the thing. Like, people need you. People need what you have. People need what you have, okay? And there's my phone. I'm sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Goodness. Should have put my phone on silent. But yes, the world needs what you have, queens. Needs, okay? Absolutely needs, okay? You all have a unique fingerprint. I talked about this on the prayer call. I do a prayer call with Lori Woodruff. We do it Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Both of us normally post the information for the call about 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, anywhere from maybe 7:30 to 7:45, and it has the call-in information and stuff. It's Monday through Friday. I do Tuesday and Thursday, and she does Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, but I talked about this on the prayer call. All of us have a unique fingerprint. Okay, so there's no one like you, queens. No one like you. And whatever it is that you have for us to give to the world will still be unique, no matter what it is. I mean, all these singers, dancers, actors, all these other entrepreneurs out here, and they're all successful. You know why? Because there's more than enough to go around. There's more than enough to go around. Okay, so you just have to be you. You've got to be you, and you've got to show up. Okay, so honor your gifts and talents. Okay, queens, honor your gifts and talents, no matter how small you think they are. If you think they're invalid, I'm telling you, they're valid. They're valid, okay? Some of you are wives and mothers. Like, my hat's off to you, okay? But aside from being a mom, okay, what happens when your kids get older and they all go off to college? What are you going to do with yourself then? Okay, like, that's not the only thing that you are put on this earth to do. Okay, it's just be a mother. That's fantastic. Again, hats off. Okay, but there's other things in you. There's still other things that God has given you aside from being a mother that the world needs and that you can do, because they're going to leave the house at some point, and then what are you going to do with yourself? Okay, so to me, even as a mother, okay, there are plenty of other women, we call them super women, the super moms, super women out here, but they're doing it all. Like, they're mothers, but they're also career women, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's other things that you can be doing. I'm not saying you need to do that, but what I'm saying is, aside from being a mother, from being a wife, okay, you have other God-given gifts, talents, and abilities in you, okay, that the world needs. And it is my intention and hope that you have a desire to figure out what that is. I really hope that you love yourself, okay, and recognize that, yes, you do have them, and you go on a journey to figure out what that is, okay, because you may not figure it out overnight. I'm just being honest, okay? You're probably not going to figure that out overnight. But again, it's a process like anything else. And day by day, if you're asking yourself, who am I? Or you're doing something, whether you're meditating, you're doing something, you're praying to God and you're asking God, show me my purpose, things like that. It's going to come. Okay, like I said, it may not come overnight, but it's going to come. And once you figure that out, boom, then you now have the choice to go ahead and go along on that journey to your purpose and shining your light bright and giving us your gifts and talents that you were put on this earth to do. Okay, you're not supposed to play small, queens. None of us are. None of us are. You are not supposed to play small. You are not supposed to hide your gifts and talents. No, you're not. You are supposed to expand. You are supposed to grow. You are supposed to evolve. You are supposed to become the highest expression of yourself. You are supposed to fulfill your purpose. Okay, because you're not here by accident. You're not here by accident, and nobody else can do what you do. Okay, if you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. I have all these notifications going off. Gosh. Yes, there's nobody else in this world like you. Fingerprint. Nobody else can do what you do. Period. Period. Okay. So love yourself. Start saying yes to yourself more. Stop, queens, putting yourself on the back burner. Okay. Take yourself off the for sale rack. Okay. No. Take yourself off of the for sale rack. You've got to fill your tank up to fullness so you can give from your overflow. Okay. So do what you have to do to gain that clarity and awareness on what your purpose is, what some of your gifts and talents are, if you don't know them, okay? But if you do, if you already know what some of those gifts and talents and abilities are, then, I would pray, or again, whatever it is that you do to connect with your source, God, the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you call that, okay, to figure out how you can use those gifts, talents, and abilities to serve the world, right? Because that's what we want to do. Like love through service, love through purpose, love through service. How can you serve? Okay, everybody's different. Do not follow the crowd. Don't feel like you have to do what everybody else is doing. Okay, you follow your divine guidance. You follow God and what God's telling you to do. Okay, don't worry about naysayers. Don't worry about anyone else but you. If God told you to do it, that's all that you should worry about. Okay, that's it. And then as you are growing and evolving and moving forward, trust me, God will send you who you need. God will send you who you need, okay? Trust me, okay? But you absolutely should not be hiding, queens. You should not be hiding your gifts and talents. You should not be hiding your gifts and talents, okay? You are worthy and deserving of the best, like any other queen, like any other king, okay? I've got both my queens and my kings to serve, okay? You are queens, royalty. Hello, royalty. Okay, you are meant for more. You are meant for more. Okay, you're not supposed to play small. You're not supposed to struggle your entire life. You're not supposed to shrink and minimize and stay confined. None of that, queens. Okay, and like I said, wife, mother, cool. Okay, but for me, that's still okay. That's not it. It doesn't stop there. Like that's not it, because again, the kids grow up and they go off to college. Then what do you do? What do you do? Okay, so I love you, queens. I absolutely love you. I earlier in the Facebook Live, I showed both the Kings Don't Settle and the Queens Don't Settle books, which are both available on Amazon. If you go on Amazon and you put in Dixon, DeshDixon, if you just put that in, all of my books will come up, and that might just be easier. All of the books will come up. The second edition, though, for Queens Don't Settle is the pink cover. It's the pink cover. That's the one I prefer, my queens. I prefer you guys to get. There you go. That one. Okay, I prefer for you guys to get the second edition because, of course, it's the second edition. I add some stuff to it, but you're more than welcome, of course, to still get the first edition. It's just as authentic and valuable. I just added a couple to the second edition. But you're more than welcome to get the purple cover, okay? And I'm more than happy to speak at your events. If you have women's events or men events coming up, Lori and I both talked about that, or she tends to speak about it more on the prayer call, that we are available to speak at your event individually, but together, because we both do the prayer call Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am more than happy to serve in that capacity. Again, Queens Don't Settle and Kings Don't Settle. You know, both of my queens and kings, my ladies and my gentlemen, you know, you guys are royalty. We're royalty. We are divine royalty. God did not make any mistake with us, okay? He did not make any mistake with us. We are perfect as we are. We're enough. We're perfect for the job right here, right now. Everything that we have inside of us is enough. It's enough. Okay. I don't care if you're 300 pounds or you're 200 pounds. You're still enough. I don't care if you're light skinned or you're dark skinned. You're still enough. Okay. It has nothing to do with that. Where's your heart at? Where's your heart at? And if your heart is in the right place and you have the desire, that's what you need. That's what you need. Okay, it's not about the number on the scale. It's not about the color of your skin. It's not about if you're tall or short. Like, no, no. Okay, if you have the desire to help people, to serve, right? That's all that matters. Okay, you'll figure out everything along the way, because I told you I'm human just like you, and it's not all perfect. But you know what? It takes a lot of courage to show up. It takes a lot of courage for some people to even get in front of a camera. I kid you not. Like last year, a woman told me she was admired by me and everything that I do. And she was just talking about how, oh my God, I can't get in front of the camera, and I just don't want to do the Facebook Lives. I'm not comfortable, and I just admire you. And, I'm thinking like, really? Really? So again, everybody's in a different space. Some of you think, oh, it's just a Facebook Live. Like, I'm thinking the same thing, to be honest. But for some people, they will not get in front of a camera and do something like this. Okay? So even just doing this, it's a big deal for some people, and they admire me, or if it were you, they would admire you just for doing this and showing up. Okay? So that's what I mean. Like, you just have to show up. You just have to show up and, do what you're supposed to do, what you're called to do, and have the pure intention and the good intention to help people. Okay. But everything else, you'll learn along the way. You will learn along the way, because that's what I am doing. I am learning along the way. But I want to make sure that I give you guys what I believe I am to give you guys. And this has come back up and come back around again. The Queendom Tips and the Kingness Tips. So every week, like I said, I will try. What my intention is to alternate them. So the week prior I did for the men. This week I'm doing for the women. So then next week would be, of course, for the men. Okay, so I'm going to alternate it like that. So both of you are being fed. The Queens Don't Settle podcast is more so for the women, I'll be honest. But I do have some on there for the men specifically. The way that I do everything, it has to be very authentic. Excuse me, the message, I allow the message to come, whatever I'm to give, and then I do it. So there have been several messages specifically for the men, and I did that. And they're on the podcast. The principles in general, the principles apply to both men and women. But essentially, it's Queens Don't Settle, and it's kind of more for the women. But the men are more than welcome to listen, because again, the principles pretty much apply to men and can apply to men. Okay, and I know some of the men that do listen to that, you have a sister, you have a mother, you've got a daughter that probably needs to listen to the podcast or read my books. Same thing for the women that listen to the ones that I did for the men. They've got a brother, they've got a father, they may have a son, and someone, a male in their life that the Kings Don't Settle book would be good for. Okay, so I just want to put that out there so you guys know. Okay, but I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Just want to again remind you to honor your gifts and talents. Stop hiding them. Okay, they're not small. You are not small. Okay, God did not put you here on earth as a mistake. You are not here by accident. You are here on purpose, because you have a purpose. Okay, and it is on you to figure out what that is. Okay, what is your purpose? What are some of your gifts and talents and abilities that you can use to help raise the vibration of the world, to help positively impact the world? Okay, and it doesn't have to be Oprah-esque. Okay, it doesn't have to be Richard Branson-esque. It just has to be you. Okay, pure, honest, and authentically you, because we just want you. We don't want an imitation. You don't have to sound like the next person. We just want you. That's all you need to do, my queens. Be yourself. Just be yourself. The right people will love you. They will love the blank out of you. Okay. They will absolutely love you. And I love you. I love my queens. Okay. I love the kings too. Okay. But I love my queens. I love my queens, queens, queens. I love my queens. Okay. Of course, remember, no, not married. Oh, hold on. Not married yet. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I just wear this at home because it's coming. It's coming. The husband, he's on his way. Yes, energetically, yeah, we're becoming a vibrational match, and so I believe that he's on his way. So I just, got to get in the right mind frame. That's all. So I just wear it at home. Remember, no, I'm not taken yet. But anyhow, Queens, I absolutely love you. I got to head out. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just Dixon, Dexdixon. Definitely listen to the podcasts. Plenty of good stuff on there. It's called Queens Don't Settle. It is on Apple, well, iTunes, Spotify, and Anchor. Anchor. If you go right to my website, all of the links are on there anyway, which is queensdon'tsettle.com. Okay, if you go right to queensdon'tsettle.com and scroll towards the bottom, you'll see all of the links for the YouTube and the podcast as well, and for the books. Okay, said I'm available to speak at your event. Just reach out to me, and we can go from there. Lori is also available as well. Who I do the prayer call with. So here to serve, new energy, out with the old, in with the new. So what I talked about today, out with the old, in with the new, and, don't worry about the perfection, queens, because I know I'm guilty too. But just, put yourself out there, put yourself out there, like Brene Brown mentioned, a call to courage. It does. It takes a lot of courage to be brave, live a brave life, put yourself out there, and try to become the highest expression of yourself and use your gifts and talents for good. That's not easy. It's not easy because of everything that comes along with it, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You're worth it. I'm worth it. And like, so many people are just waiting on you. So many people are just waiting on you. And so many lives will be changed by you, your story, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, just being your authentic self,